Hey there, I'm Alex Knowles from automationhelpers.com, and in today's video, I want to walk you through how to get started on Asana as a beginner. Now, Asana is one of those tools that looks great on the surface. It's got a clean interface, plenty of features, and a promise to make work feel effortless, but does it actually? Well, that of course depends on how you use it. Now, if you aren't familiar with Asana, it is a task and project management tool that helps teams track who's doing what and when. You can set up projects, assign tasks, add due dates, and break work into more manageable steps with added layers like automation, reporting, and integrations. If you're using Asana and you feel you and your team are currently outgrowing it, well, make sure to check out our channel for other content on project management tools and work management solutions that can better cater to your needs. Or reach out to us for a free 30-minute consultation. I'll leave the link in the comments below. Now, let's not waste any time and look at setting up a service-based business's project management solution with Asana. Asana itself actually operates on a really straightforward hierarchy. It's not too complicated. We've got the workspace or the organization, which is the overall account here, where our teams and our projects live. We've got teams, of course, which are our colleagues or the users that have access to projects and do the work. Of course, we've got projects here, which are the containers for our tasks. It's how we track things being done. And then we've got the tasks, and we've also got subtasks, which are the action items. These are the things that are done to get a project across the line. The platform Asana itself is a great introduction to digital project management, especially for teams who are only just understanding how to manage their work using digital platforms or tools. It allows you to get comfortable with this style of collaboration. So let's look at getting your business set up on Asana to better manage your projects and work tasks. Now, creating an account is easy. You'll be able to access a 14-day free trial from Asana. All you need to do is just head to asana.com, where you'll be able to create an account using your email or your Google account. And once you're in, Asana will guide you through a quick onboarding process, explaining a few things that you will encounter. Once you log into your Asana account, you'll see your home or your dashboard. This is where everything lives, your teams, your tasks, your projects. If you don't see the side panel here, the navigation bar, just simply select the hamburger menu and then that will appear. You can access your projects from here, as well as your tasks, your inbox, and some other tools that Asana offers. Within your home view, you'll see your tasks front and center, as well as the projects you have access to, the team or the people that you collaborate with, and of course, like any project management tool, the ability to use AI to access, summarize, and view upcoming tasks. But we'll worry about that in other videos. Now, the way that Asana differs from other work management and project management tools is the way that it handles its tasks. Rather than fundamentally looking at the status of a task, they're simply unchecked or uncompleted and checked, completed. It runs similarly to that of a digital to-do list. Let's take a look at setting up your business and a project management system through Asana. Now, Asana, of course, offers some templates. You'll just want to select to create a new project and then use a template library. However, like with starting out on any new tool, it's best to begin your build from scratch so you can really understand how to build the best system for your unique needs. Now, the templates available are vast and diverse. There's bug tracking, sales pipelines, and more, but we're going to look at building from scratch. So we're going to create a project and we're going to use a blank canvas. We'll name this, we'll use this as a content pipeline. So our content marketing team are creating content for our YouTube channel, short form, socials, as well as blog posts. So this will be the main master tracker of everything. We'll ensure that we've got the team and the privacy correctly set and then click continue. Now, we've got multiple views with Asana. We can use the standardized list view, which is great for that to-do list style that Asana has built itself on. But we've also got board views, timeline, Gantt charts, calendar views we will want to include. Make sure that you do select each individual view you want in this project. You'll be able to see other views, and you can also include some attachments and so on. So we'll create our project and wait for that to load. We won't have any tasks to begin with. Now, tasks are the records, and in other platforms, there will always be a default status field applied to a record. However, within Asana, let's just say we're creating a Asana introduction video. Well, it runs directly on that task complete checked. Now it's gone. the status isn't included. It's either unchecked, uncompleted, or checked, completed. However, we can introduce statuses to this. So we'll notice that we've got the simple fields of assignee and due date. I'll just quickly add a new task. This will be Asana for beginners, we'll call it. We'll assign it to myself, of course. The due date will make the 25th of March. And now let's add some other fields. I'm just going to drag this over here. We'll look at the fields we can add. Now, unlike other work management tools, Asana has really condensed the amount of fields you can add. For instance, there's no URL or link field, but automatically when we add a link to a text field, it will make it a clickable preview. I'll just quickly add a Google folder field here to be the URL field. We'll pull that out and we'll paste in our Google Drive folder. We'll notice that instantly we're able to use that as a clickable preview. Let's look at the other fields we can include. Now we'll add a number field, and this will be the length of the video that we want it to be. So Asana, we don't want this to be any longer than 20 minutes. We'll notice that automatically a sum is created. We can select this to change what calculation occurs. And talking about calculations, let's add a formula field to this. So we'll search for formula and we'll add it. And the great thing with Asana now is it both offers basic and advanced formulas. Whereas previously it was just basic, we now have the options to rely on functions and operators to manipulate and format our data, which has really improved the functionality and the value of Asana as a tool. And we'll come back to this later. We'll first look at the other views that are available. We've got the overview, which is basically an overview of this project. Once we have it up and running, we'll be able to see who's involved, what tasks we have at the moment, what are overdue, and so on. The great thing about Asana is you don't have to do much for this. It automatically generates a dashboard overview view for you and your team. We've also got the standard Kanban board view. However, we will notice, like I mentioned earlier, that we don't currently have a status field attributed or statuses attributed to each task. If we wanted to do so, we'd have to create this. So let's say these are completed. Then we'll have doing or in progress. And we'll want this to actually live before this. And then that next section will be to do, or let's say upcoming. So if we move that to the front, we've got upcoming, in progress, and completed. Awesome. This one, we're not completed yet. It's in progress, so we'll move that back there. So if we go back to the list view, we'll notice that we've got our tasks now grouped by those sections we created in the board view. We've essentially created a status for our tasks. Now, to change this, well, we can go up to the top right and select the group. Currently, it's set by sections. We could remove our grouping entirely or choose to group this by assignee, for instance. Then we can group this by who's working on what and take a quick look. So we've included some other tasks into our project manager, our content pipeline. Let's look at how we could use the formula field to manipulate our data. Now, we've got the due date field here, and perhaps after a video is due, we know that 3 days should pass before we want it published so that we can correctly check we've got everything ready, our thumbnails, our descriptions, and so on. So we're going to add a new field, search for formula. We're going to add that, and we can use the basic formula functions, which allows us just to select an input, for instance, the due date, and then we could add a length of time to that, but we cannot include a custom field here. Or we can access the advanced formulas, which allow us to attribute operators and functions. For instance, we have the date add. We could then pull in the due date field and then signify with the number value that 3 days after the due date, we will publish this. So if we create that field, 3 days have been added to that due date. We've got the 25th of March, publish date will be the 28th. The 1st of April, publish date will be the 4th, and so on. However, we will also notice that while we do have our tasks here, they actually aren't sorted by the due date. What we need to do is use the sort function up here. We'll select the due date field, and straight away, that has arranged it in the ascending correct order. Perhaps you only want to view the tasks or content related to a specific assignee. For instance, here we could select the filter, which will be the assignee, and then select the specific person. You can also use the quick filter functions, incomplete tasks, completed tasks, and so on. Now, we'll also quickly mention the roll-up field, which is called roll-up in other management tools, but relational or relation field in some. However, unlike other work management and project management solutions, unfortunately with Asana, we can only pull in data from the same project and not across the entirety of our workspace, meaning you can only relate data that lives within this content pipeline. Again, you will manage and navigate through your different views through the top navigation here. And if at any time you want to add a new view type, just simply select the Add tab icon here, and you can pull in one of those views or one of Asana's improved features like time management, files, messages, and workflows, which we will discuss now. If we select the Customize button in the top right corner, we'll notice that we've got some customizable options for our project management. Now, this solely refers to this project, the content pipeline. We've got fields, which are just those custom fields that we added. We've also got the rules. Now, these are the automated workflows. If we select the rules, then we add a new rule. This will open up the UI. Now, this is something that recently was added to Asana and has really pushed the functionality of the platform. We'll notice that we've got some templated rules. Now, what this does is allows us to set up automations natively within Asana. Now, I love the UI that Asana has given us for creating automated workflows and rules. It relies on a trigger. It then has a condition and creates or generates an action. So when something happens natively in Asana, like when a task is moved to the in progress section, we want Asana to check if that task's due date is after the 25th of February. If it is, then you'll want to change assignee to Alex. We can rename this task to auto assign to Alex and then publish that rule. Now, anytime within the content pipeline that a task is moved to in progress and the due date is after today, well, I automatically get assigned that task. Be sure to check out the helpful resources I've included in the description of this video on rules and automated workflows in Asana. Now, below rules within the customize section, we'll have forms. Now, this is a great way for us to create ways that we can capture data from our clients, customers, and colleagues that will automatically populate our projects. If I quickly create this form just as it is, we're able to send it directly to our team members and colleagues. And then if we share that, whenever that is filled out, it will automatically generate a new task in our content pipeline. Below forms, we'll find apps. This allows us to connect our Asana, our project manager, with our other tools. Let's say, for instance, you are communicating with your team on Slack. Well, you can add the Slack app so that every time a new task has been assigned to a particular department, well, that channel in Slack receives an update. Now, if you are looking for complex integrations and automations, it's best that you reach out to us so that we can help you find the best project management tool for us. And we're offering a free 30-minute consultation, so make sure you don't miss out on that. The reason I say that is that, yes, Asana now offers some great native automations and integrations with other apps like Slack, Google Drive, and Outlook, but those are somewhat limited. And plenty of businesses are going to find themselves needing to use platforms like Zapier or Make to pick up where Asana's automations drop off or fall short. Now, if we jump out of the apps, we'll notice the last two there. We've got task templates and bundles. We'll leave bundles for another video, but task templates allow you to create templatized or automated versions of your tasks. Let's say, for instance, we are creating a task for a video. Well, we know that each time we're creating a new video, that we want to have a specific set of subtasks like research content, write script, get revisions, and edit video. Each time, rather than us manually creating and inputting those subtasks or assigning to this particular person or making sure it lives within the right project, we can automatically set this up. So we've got the content pipeline. Currently, it's just me. We'll leave the due date. We've got the dependencies. We've got the Google folder that'll change the length, the formula, and the description. Then below here, we've got our subtasks. So we could include research phase, assign that to whomever. We could include draft, brief, and script. Then we could include script, final, editing, publishing, and so on. So that each time we create a new task using the untitled template, if we want to change that name. We just do it there. We can just select that task template whenever we create a new task. We see here, add task, video template, and straight away that's going to create the task with the subtasks as well as whatever we have set for it. That saves your team a lot of time and will help you actually utilize this project management tool. The purpose of it, after all, is to streamline your processes and your tasks. Jumping back into our content pipeline and project manager, we'll also see the options icon in the top right. This allows us to select what fields are shown, and then also we can access our filters and our sorting in groups from there, much like we can at the top here. So that was a beginner's walkthrough on setting up a project management system in your business through Asana. Now, the team collaboration features are great. If we quickly jump back in, we'll notice in the side panel that we have our notifications here, or the inbox. Let's select that tab, and currently we have no activity. If we jump onto our specific bug report project, and then make a comment within this here, we're able to mention our team members. If I mention myself, for example, directly and straight away when I comment, I'll receive a notification in the inbox. I can then view this and jump in. It's here that you'll be able to access all of your assigned tasks, your mentions, and your collaboration with your team. Asana is a great work management tool for those of you who are just getting introduced to digital platforms and tools. One of the great things about Asana is that it allows those non-tech savvy users to understand workflow automations and integrations, slightly more complex fields and tasks, think formulas and roll-ups, but packages it into a simple interface. The onboarding process for your team is quick, smooth, and smart. And once you find yourself outgrowing this platform, moving on to another platform with further functionality and complexity is a lot easier than if your team just started on it from scratch. If you want to learn more about Asana, then make sure to leave a comment in the description below. We've created this simple beginner walkthrough, but we would love to dive deeper into the functions and features of the platform. If you need help setting up your business for success or automating parts of it, then don't hesitate to reach out to us at automationhelpers.com. Our team of experts are offering a free 30-minute consultation, so book yours today.